Howdy guys and gals, I'm Silent09 in the flesh. Oh! Anywho, we're here today because I had a question officially asked on my Facebook page. For those of you who do not know, I do have a Facebook page. And that page is, the website address for that is www. I'm going to read off the screen here, facebook.com/SilentSenior09. Or if you prefer visual aid, here it is on my face. And then, of course, I'll have a link in the description down below. Feel free to check it out. It should look something like this. I'll put it on my face. And what it is basically, it's a page that addresses any time I upload or any time I share something and you happen to be on Facebook and you like the page, you get somewhere in your feed, sometimes you'll get those updates. It's also where you may ask me questions. There should be a pinned post at the top. I'm looking at it right now, actually. And what that is basically, it should be the first thing you see for a status update. And it says, ask questions here. And it has like a bunch of asterisks and tildes, just to kind of make it all fancy. Anywho, you can do that, or if you want, in this video, you may ask me questions, and then I will get to them next month. Speaking of which, this is how I'm going to do this whenever I get questions, and I don't really plan on getting too many, and forgive my eyes if they wander around a bit, they still do that. But if you do have questions for me and you would like me to answer them in video, and maybe get yourself a street name shout out, woohoo, yeah, now you're talking. There's a cherry on top there for you. I'll be glad to do that. Oh yes, and as always, I suppose I should probably prove to you all that I am indeed Silent09, the guy behind the camera, if you will. So here are some voice impressions of previous Let's Plays or ongoing Let's Plays that are currently going on. If one more page I see turn, then grunty show, Tito burn! Yes, I did take the railway. I gave it away though, so nobody who comes in here can ever leave the zone. Oi, small fry! You got yourselves a problem down that chart. Look, I'm trying to help you out, Fry. Don't give me that fish lip look.
Ha ha ha! Foolish bear, you fell straight into my trap. I am Minty Dongo.
Quickly, we must go. Say grunty, we must. Then get off me, you must. Or move, I cannot.
Mistress, I have failed you. Forgive poor Clungo.
How dare you stand up to me? I am the protector and guardian of the meadow zone.
Whoa there! Will you get off butting in other people's conversation? Hello, you must be the new Swabby. My name's Nico, your superior.
My Triforce of power is resonating! Ha! I finally found you, Princess Zelda.
Bummer boy, you played the part very well, you fool. Now the Omnicube is mine. Bummer boy.
It's been a long time, Bummer man. Soon you will feel the wrath of Bagula.
Water, air, snow, it does not matter. He will save Princess Million from the evil invaders, bombermen, heroes. Sploosh, sploosh, splash. These bloopers I want to bash.
So delighted.
You've got Fred. Look what I got rolled. It's 100 rupees. My face is beaming. Phew. Okay, well, hopefully that's proof enough for y'all that I am indeed the same person. So today we have one question, and it also happens to be the only question on the list. Let's move forward, shall we? And just so you know, in case you're wondering what I'm holding, I have a sticky note in my hand that basically just has the question and little thoughts down so I can kind of cue myself into answering it, so I'm not sitting here rambling for an eternity, because you all know I have the habit of doing that. I could keep you here all day if I wanted to, but let's not do that, shall we? And cue when the camera decides to cut out. That's just great. Alright, so Fangrafer types, what or who got you into LPs? Name your 3 biggest inspirations, and what LPs inspired you by them? Alright, so this one kind of comes with a story, but let me go ahead and save you some time and answer the question officially, so that way those who are in a hurry can know the answer and be like on with their merry little way. The people who got me into LPs were Chugga Conroy and Nintendo Capri Sun. At least on YouTube, those are the people. There were also 2 other people who were responsible for introducing me to Let's Plays, and I can't really name their names, but I'll go ahead and give them alias names. The Purple Spartan and the Prince T. Okay, we'll talk about those in a little bit. As for the second part, name my 3 biggest inspirations. Well, this is kind of half already done, and that's partly because I'm being maybe a little lazy, but honestly, I couldn't think of anything else as far as like who and what LPs of theirs were my inspirations. My biggest inspirations are Tiger Conroy and his Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door Let's Play, Nintendo Capri Sun and his Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play, and the other one is kind of a tie between 2, and I know that's probably cheating, but I'm going to go ahead and take the cheat code and say Slim Kirby's Mario Party Let's Play and Steven Plays as Tulip. It's a tie between those 2 because they kind of share a similar attribute, and I'll talk about that in just a second here. Let me go ahead and talk about the story first. Here's how the story goes. Back in 2010 of summer, I believe it was, I was on IGN on a message board, and at the time it was the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl message boards. And let me just give you a little highlight of what the heck that was like. Basically, what that consisted of, my time on there, is we posted messages on the community chat thread, which is where you can post whatever you want, as long as it's not spam and it doesn't go against the terms of service. You know, you're not gonna go post the nudes of yourself, and you're not gonna post to people's addresses. You can't post copyrighted, like photocopied stuff of magazines or mangas or whatever. You know, you can't do that. And also, you get in trouble for layman. You guys understand what it means when it comes to a messaging board and how they have their little forum rules. But anyway, there was a discussion going on between Prince T and the Purple Spartan. And they were talking about this thing called LPs, and they were debating basically which of the LPs of Chugga Conroy was their favorite. The Purple Spartan preferred the Wind Waker Let's Play, whereas Prince T preferred the Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door Let's Play. So they were talking back and forth. I kept hitting refresh on the page, just kind of reading the conversation as it continued to get posted on the message board, because that's how you did. You hit post, and then if you refresh, sometimes people would, have posted their comment. Some days were slow, some days were fast, I know. But it sounds pitiful, but it's actually not that bad, really. It was a thing, and people enjoy that sort of thing. Nowadays, people just kind of go there, post their comment, and then they leave for months, and then they'll come back to it. But anyway, I finally got the nerve and asked them, okay, can you give me a link? Like, what is this Chugga Conroy Let's Play or whatever? And keep in mind, this is back in 2010. I had not heard of I didn't know what a Let's Play was entirely. Now, I was exposed to what I assume was a Let's Play. I don't know if he considered it. A long time ago, and by a long time ago, I mean 2007, 2008 probably, I actually had looked up some gameplay footage of Super Mario RPG because I hadn't played the game yet. And the reason I kind of decided not to include this detail as being my inspiration is because I can't remember the name of the person. But they were going through the sunken ship at the time when I was looking at it, and I was desperate to just feed my inner craving to see Super Mario RPG because I didn't have the game itself and had never played through it, and I wanted to see some details of it because I was just really in a gaming mood. But I don't know, it's weird to describe on camera what it was like, but I just like the idea of viewing the gameplay footage, and it was new to me to hear somebody commentate in the background. I thought it was pretty cool too. The thing about that I remember at the time when he was in the sunken ship is he was complaining about people getting on his case about cussing in video, and he just basically said, I will GD do what I D well please, so you can F off. Basically, he didn't censor it at all, so it was glorious, really. And of course, at the time, I just thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Anyway, getting back to the conversation between Prince T and the Purple Spark, the reason I mentioned the Super Mario RPG Let's Play is because that's kind of the first time I actually saw it, but I still didn't really know what the heck it was. So the two of them, one of them provided a link to Tiger Conroy's Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door Let's Play, and I thought, okay, what am I in for? As soon as I click it, I get blown clean off my seat with this big old cheerily greeting, hey guys, it's Chugga Conroy, welcome back to more Let's Play Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. Cue the moment where everybody cringes at the very terrible impression of him. But that's what I got greeted, and I had headphones on, so you can imagine how surprised and jolted I was. I was like, oh my god, what did I just do, and where can I get more of it? And of course at the time, that inspired me to hey, I kind of want to try that. And at first I'm like, okay, I don't know how the heck they got such a good quality, because that's like the first question anybody usually asks whenever they happen to view gameplay video footage with commentary in the background. They don't really understand the concept probably of capture cards or emulation capture, which I'm not going to go into because I don't know much about emulation and screen capture software, but I do know about capture card. Anyway, to make a long story short, I did attempt to make a Let's Play of Super Mario World with a computer webcam. Spoilers, it was terrible, and I'm glad I went ahead and tossed it out. Nobody actually really got to see it, and I mean there was like maybe a few, but it just was awful. The commentary didn't sound great. You heard a fan with the computer going as I'm talking, and you also had the glare on screen that was awful. You could barely see anything. Not to mention, with this laptop that I actually had an Asus laptop at the time that I would try to record with using the webcam, and it just cut out some footage left and right. So it made the episodes themselves pretty crappy. So I essentially ended up losing interest, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this anymore. This is just like really, I'm not liking how it's turning out really myself. Because I mean, I looked at my video, and then I looked back at the Chuck Conroy videos, and I was like, yeah, I clearly I'm missing something, so I'm done. And I went ahead and deleted those videos. Then, fast forward, let's do the time warp, shall we? Let's do the time warp again! Come fall of 2010, that same year, I was looking up funny videos, and then I came across this one video from this user called AWOL Girl. I'll make sure I put her name on screen as well as a link in the description. Maybe a card on screen. I don't know if I can or not. I think I can, because as long as it's a video on YouTube, the cards will work. Also, I hope that the video is still on, but last time I checked it was. Anyway, she had a video called Best Moments of Nintendo Capri Sun. Keep in mind, at that time, I did not know who in the world this Nintendo Capri Sun guy was. So naturally I said, Nintendo Capri who? And I clicked it, and I was not prepared for what I was about to be greeted. But this is the first thing I got to see.
I am going to play Majora's Mask, and I'm gonna suck at even the smallest task. But I know you guys probably won't seem to mind, so I better get off my behind now.
And as if that weren't enough to entice my curiosity to find out more about this Nintendo Capri Sun fellow, I got to see the very famous Majora's Mask bathroom lyrics.
Get the toilet scrub brush, use some woolite to get it out.
Pour some bleach when you're finished to eliminate odors. You don't want your bathroom smelling like piss and shit mixed together, because when it happens like that, no one will want to come over to your house and visit you, because the stench of poop is so very... Anyway, you get the point. My interest was piqued, and I wanted to see more about this guy. So I ended up watching his Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play, and that was just a glorious time. I had a grand time watching that. And I know it seems weird, because it's like, okay, well, you saw a video that was about Majora's Mask. Why did you go to Banjo-Kazooie? I think I was just more interested in seeing something a little shorter, I guess. I wasn't really in for a long-haul Let's Play. Plus, I think at the time that journey was still going on. It wasn't quite finished yet, and I wanted to see something that was already done, I guess, because I was doing like a montage, or not montage, but a binge watch, if you will, in my free time while I was going to college at the time too. So because of Chugga Conroy initially planting the seed of interest in Let's Plays, and then Nintendo Capri Sun kind of taking a watering can and just sprinkling a little water over it and then sprouting my interest to grow, I ended up wanting to try making Let's Plays again. Not sure what exactly caused me to think, hey, let's try this again. So what I did is I ended up using a flip video camera, and it actually wasn't too bad, the Let's Play. I mean, the quality was still abysmal. You know, it had the glare on screen, but at least the footage wasn't skipping out. My voice was relatively, when I wasn't being shy and quiet and speaking all softly and whatnot, when I was actually speaking clear and distinct syllables, people were actually able to hear me and enjoy the content. I ended up getting rid of the Let's Play because of fear of copyright, because at the time I actually played some music during one of the videos because I was having like a fail montage. Anyway, the main point of me talking about that Let's Play that no longer exists is because from there I ended up investing into a cheap capture card, and heck if I could tell you what the heck the name of the capture card was. It was a relatively cheap one. It wasn't the Dazzle, it was something even cheaper than that. And the rest kind of was just history, you know. I ended up continuing to make Let's Plays, continuing to enjoy making them, and I continued watching other people, make Let's Plays. That being said, hopefully I answered your question, Fangrafer. My inspirations were the people I mentioned, Chugga Conroy and his Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Let's Play, Nintendo Capri Sun and his Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play, and then of course the tie between Slim Kirby's Mario Party Let's Play and Stephen Plays' Chula. Now, for clarification as to why those are my inspirations, I guess this is the second part, because now we're done with the story, what got me into Let's Plays. Now we're into the inspirations. Nintendo Capri Sun and Chugga Conroy, many people know as being very animated with themselves. Chugga Conroy is more informative. Nintendo Capri Sun tends to be more vloggy. But the area that they kind of meet and coincide together is their comedy. They're not afraid of being dorky or goofy or just silly in video. They do try to censor sometimes here and there so they're not completely raunchy, if you will, I guess. But they're also not afraid to speak their mind and be just goofy and not be afraid to laugh at themselves or have people laugh at their goofball nature or whatever they happen to do, the shenanigans that they pull. And that's what their inspiration comes in to play for me. It inspires me to continue just being a goofball. Stephen Plays as Chula and Slim Kirby's Mario Party. The element that those two kind of share is they tend to be a bit more formal and they tend to be very thorough with what they're covering within the game. Like, they like to have a plan, they like to be organized. And although both of them aren't probably nearly as informative as Chugga Conroy or as vloggy as Nintendo Capri Sun, the two of them do have a organized outlook of how they wish to do things. And even though they plan and attempt to try and follow a plan, the thing about it is they show me that sometimes when a plan doesn't work, you just kind of go with the flow. Like if something goes wrong, they just kind of react to that and they're like, well, the game just hates me. That's great. Okay, moving on. So that's kind of why. And cue when the camera died again. Oh, lovely. Anywho, hopefully I answered your question, Fangrafer. Thank you again, dude, for asking that question. In the meantime, anybody who happens to be watching this, if you have a question, feel free to leave me a comment down below. If this is the most recent Q&A video that happens to be uploaded. If there is a later one, then you're going to want to ask your questions there, because I'm not going to be looking at this video for any future questions if there happens to be a newer version. Or if you want a more efficient method, you can go to my Facebook page that I mentioned earlier. Again, check the description down below and post your questions under where it says ask questions here, or the big old asterisk and tilde, and it's like in all caps. It's a pinned post, so you won't be able to miss it. That all aside, thanks for watching. This isn't going to be like a regular thing. Again, I'm going to do like a month-to-month basis as needed, because I don't really anticipate getting lots of questions. But this is kind of another way for you guys and gals, if you really want to kind of ask a Q&A, if you will, for Silencing Your Own Nine, the guy behind the camera. Thanks for watching, take care, and as always, don't watch tails flat. Bye-bye, and peace out.